You know, I'm gonna be honest, I did not think I'd be making this video like 10 minutes ago. I thought I was gonna be suiting up here for the 12 p.m. segment of our show, talking about Rasmus Dahlin and how the Buffalo Sabres fanbase was booing the heck out of this guy last night against Seattle. But no, we're talking today about Patrick Roy and the Montreal Canadiens instead, because the former Canadiens legendary goaltender came out with an interview recently that kind of gives his own opinions on the vacant GM position. Before we get into any of that though, big word from our sponsor for today's video, Topps NHL Skate. Ever want to step into the hockey collecting game but just don't have the time or space? Big fan of hockey cards or Hockey Ultimate Team and want more content? Well, you're in luck, because with the Topps Skate app, you can satisfy that craving. Skate is a place where hockey fans all over the world can collect their favorite players and connect with other fans. You're likely already familiar with Topps trading cards, but Skate brings you all the same joys of collecting from the comfort of your smartphone. Just download the app for free, create an account, and get started on your collection. Daily missions, the mystery box, and spinning the wheel will help you get free cards and coins for your collection. Best of all, you can meet and trade cards with other members of the community as well to help complete your sets. You can also trade in cards to receive limited special ones too. Signature Series, Commander Series, Relic Series, and Current Events Moments, with hundreds of different cards with insanely beautiful artwork, Topps Skate is your new home for hockey memorabilia collecting. Download the app today for free and start building your ultimate collection. I'm on the app myself with the username LikeARocks99. Yes, that is right, we have ourselves a brand new collaborator here on the channel, so I'm very happy for Topps NHL Skate for coming on here. And, you know, it is a fun app, so go ahead and check it out. The link is going to be in the description and the comment section. But you know what else is going to be in the description of this video? The link to this article here on QUB.ca. It is in French, but we're going to translate it from French into English. The next GM of the Montreal Canadiens. Patrick Roy says this: what do they have to lose by trying me? Now, I'll just say this right off the bat before we get into any of the comments and the nitty-gritty. This quote right here, what do they have to lose by trying me? That's not taken out of context, or at least it doesn't appear to be taken out of context. Based off of everything else Patrick Roy says in this interview about the vacant Montreal Canadiens general manager position, this is the kind of thing where it's like, you don't say something like this unless you have, at the very least, an interest in being the guy for the job. Right? Like, if Patrick Roy in his head, let's say hypothetically, in his mind, he's like, oh, I don't want to be the next GM. I don't want that pressure. I don't want that spotlight. I don't want to be scrutinized by Montreal again. Remember what happened last time this happened? I ended up leaving. If he doesn't want that to happen, he wouldn't say something like this. This is welcoming. This quote right here is an indication of intent. And the intent here to me is Patrick Roy going out there and saying, yeah, I mean, hey, if they want me to do it, I'll do it. In fact, things got even crazier when he wasn't present at the Quebec Remparts practice earlier today, leading to a lot of speculation as to what's actually going on. He met with the press and confirmed his interest in the position of the GM of the Canadiens. He says he has not been called until now, though. Let's go back over onto the article on QUB.ca. I'm thinking, what have they got to lose by trying me? Since 1993, the Canadiens have been going in circles. What do they have to lose by giving me the chance to see what I can do with this club? At the same time, I understand the situation. The club is owned by Jeff Molson, and he's the one pulling the strings. He has his team, and at the end of the day, I might not be the guy for him. I accept that. Roy also does not know Jeff Gorton. This article, by the way, translated from French into English, so go ahead, read it in the description. He met Jeff Gorton briefly while he was with the Colorado Avalanche, not as a player but as an executive, while visiting the Rangers in Denver. Alain Vigneault introduced me to Jeff Gorton. He seems to me to be a passionate person. Patrick Roy also says that he feels like he would have no problems working with Jeff Gorton. I have always been a guy who enjoys working in a team and who is ready to learn, listen, and develop on whatever process needs to be done for a team. I've been working with Jacques Tanguay for 14 years and we have never had a problem. This is kind of where things go off the rails a little bit, and Patrick Roy kind of goes all chaotic good on you. From the outside, Roy does not believe the Canadiens' problems are as deep as their position in the standings suggests. In his eyes, it was the poor recruitment of Trevor Timmins, the poor drafting that he means, that ultimately cost Bergevin the job. It's clear that Trevor Timmins hurt Marc Bergevin, Patrick Roy says. But Marc, he's a loyal guy, and he's been behind him. The Canadiens' challenge is not a big challenge. I think the team needs a reset more than a rebuild. It can go very quickly. Bergevin left an important legacy with several draft picks. The person who replaces him will have an interesting challenge ahead of him. Here are some more quotes from that same interview, just translated a little bit differently. The phrasing he used was that relaunching the Canadiens would not be that big of a challenge. And to an extent, I do understand what he's talking about here. Yes, Trevor Timmins and the drafting for the Canadiens was not great, and we had been highlighting this every time we have been talking about Montreal Canadiens executives and the departures of their jobs, but the Montreal Canadiens drafted players just haven't been good, and that in itself is somewhat of a testament to how poorly the Montreal Canadiens have been proceeding the past few years. Not because they're a bad team per se, but because they just can't draft well. They're forced to make these trades to get their stars like Nick Suzuki. They're forced to make these trades to get Shea Weber. Carey Price was from a generation ago, so he doesn't count. This team was built on trades, acquisitions outside of the draft, and ultimately, it's that young development process that really shot this team in the foot when it came to the bigger resume picture that Bergevin and Timmins, etc. built up for themselves. So while Patrick Roy isn't wrong here, you gotta give a toast to his confidence, eh? What do they have to lose by trying me? What do they have to lose by giving me a chance to see what I can do? Rebuilding the Canadiens is not gonna be that big of a challenge. This team needs more of a reset than a rebuild. This is kind of crazy because we had ourselves all the rumors earlier on in the firing saga, I guess you could say, of Marc Bergevin, where NHL insiders said, hey, Patrick Roy has not been contacted. They have not talked to Patrick Roy about getting the Montreal Canadiens available general manager position. And instead, it's been really crazy to see the other Canadian goaltenders that have been in the running too. We have guys like Martin Brodeur and Roberto Luongo, and for some reason, it's Roy, it's Bobby Lou, Martin Brodeur. These guys are legends. We even had, I think it was Marc Denis from RDS Sports in Quebec too, as a potential candidate. I get it. The entire, he needs to speak French thing is a big deal to some people. It's just crazy how all the guys that we have been sort of discussing so far have been goaltenders who are in that position. Patrick Roy is probably the most, let's just say, flamboyant of the bunch when it comes to personality. I get it. Roberto Luongo has a very funny personality too, but that guy can be, in my opinion, not as easy to agitate as a Patrick Roy is. Roy is a character through and through, and everybody kind of understands that. It's just he happens to be such a smart hockey mind that was so good at the game when he was here that just having him as the guy coming out here and saying, yeah, why not try me? That's confidence, man. That is really confidence. It was actually Jeff Merrick, I believe, on Hockey Night in Canada saying that nobody has contacted Patrick Roy from the Montreal Canadiens, nor his agent either. So for Patrick Roy right now, this stuff where he's ditching the Quebec Remparts practice, going over into the media and talking about the available Canadiens position, he has been the head coach and GM of the Remparts in this stint at least since 2018, so it's not like the guy doesn't have any experience in a managerial role. Being the head coach of the Avalanche also was pretty notable. Unfortunately, the Avalanche during that year were unsuccessful in their Stanley Cup endeavors. He did win the Jack Adams though, so Patrick Roy, I'm starting to get more intrigued. To be honest, the more I read off of Patrick Roy and the things that he has accomplished, it makes me more open to the idea, I guess, is the best way to put it, of him maybe even being that guy to step in. Obviously, would I like to see Bobby Lou in a top-of-the-line role? Sure, I'd like to see Roberto Luongo succeed anywhere. Martin Brodeur, that'd be pretty cool, seeing a St. Louis Blues legend go all the way over to Montreal and doing his thing. But for Patrick Roy, just the history regarding this guy, his career as a whole, you all know the Stanley Cups, the not getting pulled situation, the quitting situation, the trade to Colorado, which was formerly the Nordique squad that he cheered for as a kid, winning more Stanley Cups over there. It's a legendary story. And just seeing everything fall into place. Okay, he's coaching Colorado. He wins the Jack Adams. He gets ticked off at opposing coaches and bangs the glass down. He goes back to the QMJHL. He's an executive there, coach, GM, all the like. And now he is in the spotlight as a potential candidate for a Montreal team, and he wants to be there. He is very outwardly saying that he wants to be there. It just gets even more interesting. So talk to me in the comments. What do you think about the Montreal Canadiens and their vacant general manager position? Patrick Roy Is he the guy you want to step in there? If not, tell me who is. Is it Bobby Lou? Is it Martin Brodeur? Is it Denis? Is it anybody else? Let me know in the comments all your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video. And also check out Top Skate. Links are in the description and the comment section. And bye.